I'm reading from I'm That, Talks with Nisargadatta Maharaji. I'm going to read chapter 95, Accept Life as It Comes. It's in a question and answer, and the questioner asks, I was here last year, now I'm here again before you. What makes me come, I really do not know, but somehow I cannot forget you. Nisargadatta answers, some forget, some do not, according to their destinies, which you may call chance, if you prefer. The questioner, between chance and destiny, there's a basic difference. Nisargadatta, only in your mind. In fact, you do not know what causes what. Destiny is only a blanket word to cover up your ignorance. Chance is another word. Questioner, without knowledge of cause and the results, can there be freedom? Hi, it's a baby. Oh. Maharaji, only in your mind. Without cause and results are, oh my God. Between chances and destiny, there's a basic difference. Only in your mind. In fact, you do not know what causes what. Destiny is only a blanket word to cover up your ignorance. Chance is another word. Questioner, without knowledge of cause and their results, can there be freedom? Cause and results are infinite in number and variety. Everything affects everything. In this universe, when one thing changes, everything changes. Hence, the great power of man in changing the world by changing himself. Question. According to your own words, you have, by the grace of your guru, changed radically some 40 years ago, yet the world remains as it had been before. Nisargadatta, my world has changed completely. Yours remain the same, for you have not changed. How is it that your change has not affected me? Because there was no communion between us. Do not consider yourself as separate from me, and we shall at once share in the common state. That's pretty amazing. So Nisargadatta said, you know, I have the great power of man in changing the world by changing himself. And the guy said, well, so I heard that you have gotten enlightened and you have completely changed, but how come if you can change the entire world, how come I didn't change? And he said, well, mine has completely changed, but yours haven't because you haven't changed. That's a really good answer. The question. I have some property in the US which I intend to sell and buy some land in the Himalayas. I shall build a house, lay out a garden, get 2 or 3 cows and live quietly. People tell me that property and quiet are not compatible, that I shall at once get into trouble with officials, neighbors and thieves. Is that inevitable? Nisargadatta, the least you can expect is an endless succession of visitors who will make your adobe into a free and open guest house, which is what's happening to him now. Better to accept your life as it shapes, go home and look after your wife with love and care. Nobody else needs you. Your dreams of glory will land you in more trouble. Question. Is it not glory that I seek? I seek reality. Nisargadatta, for this you need a well-ordered and quiet life, peace of mind and immense earnestness. At every moment, whatever comes to you unasked for comes from God and will surely help you if you make the fullest use of it. It is only what you strive for out of your own imagination and desires that gives you endless trouble. Question. Is destiny the same as grace? Answer. Absolutely. Accept life as it comes and you will find it a blessing. Question. I can accept my own life. How can I accept the sort of life others are compelled to live? Nisargadatta. You are accepting nothing. You are accepting life as it comes anyhow. The sorrows of others do not interfere with your pleasures. If you were really compassionate, you would have abandoned long ago all self-concerns and entered the only state from which you can really help. Question. If I have a big house and enough land, I can create an ashram with individual rooms, a common meditation hall, canteen, library, and office. Maharaji. Answer. Ashrams are not made, they happen. You cannot start or prevent them, as you cannot start or stop a river. Too many factors are involved in the creation of a successful ashram, and your inner maturity is only one of them. Of course, if you are ignorant of your real being, whatever you do must turn to ash. You cannot imitate a guru and get away with it. All hypocrisy will end in disaster. Question. What is the harm in behaving like a saint even before being one? Answer. Rehearsing saintliness is good. It is perfectly acceptable, provided no merit is claimed. Question. How can I know whether I'm able to start an ashram unless I try? Answer. As long as you take yourself It's the toy train, it's very cute. As long as you take yourself to be a person, a body and a mind, separated from the stream of life, having a will of its own, pursuing its own aims, you're living merely on the surface, and whatever you do will be short-lived and of little value, mere straws to feed the flames of vanity. You must put in true worth before you can expect something real. What is your worth? Question. By what measure shall I measure it? By what measure shall I measure it? Answer. Look at the content of your mind. You are what you think about. Are you not busy most of the time with your own little person and its daily needs? The value of regular meditation is that it takes you away from the humdrum of daily routine and reminds you that you are not what you believe yourself to be. But even remembering is not enough. Action must follow conviction. Don't be like the rich man who has made a detailed will but refused to die. Question. Is not gradualness the law of life? Answer. Oh no. The preparation alone is gradual. The change itself is sudden and complete. Gradual change does not take you to a new level of conscious being. You need courage to let go. Question. I admit it is courage that I lack. Answer. It is because you're not fully convinced. Complete conviction generates both desire and courage. And meditation is the art of achieving faith through understanding. In meditation, you consider the teaching received in all its aspects and repeatedly until out of clarity, confidence is born, and with confidence, action. Conviction and action are inseparable. If action does not follow conviction, examine your convictions. Don't accuse yourself for lack of courage. Self-depreciation will take you nowhere without clarity and emotional assent of what value is use. of what use is real. Self-depreciation will take you nowhere without clarity and emotional support of what use is real. Question: what do you mean by emotional support? Am I not to act against my desires? Answer: you will not act against your desires. Clarity is not enough. Energy comes from love. You must love to act, whatever the shape and object of your love. Without clarity and charity, courage is destructive. People at war are often wonderfully courageous, but what of it? Question: I see quite clearly that all I want is a house in a garden where I shall live in peace. Why should I not act on my desire? Nisargadatta answers, by all means act, but do not forget the inevitable, the unexpected. Without rain, your garden will not flourish. You need courage for adventure. Question: I need time to collect my courage. Don't hassle me. Let me ripen for action. Answer: the entire approach is wrong. Action delayed is action abandoned. There may be other chances for other actions, but the present moment is lost, irretrievably lost. All preparation is for the future. You cannot prepare for the present. Wow. I need time to collect my courage. Don't hassle me. Let me ripen for action. The entire approach is wrong. Action delayed is action abandoned. There may be other chances for other actions, but the present moment is lost, irretrievably lost. All preparation is for the future. You cannot prepare for the present. Whoa. That's amazing. Question: what is wrong with preparing for the future? Answer: acting in the now is not helped much by your preparations. Clarity is now. Action is now. Thinking of being ready impedes action, and action is the touchstone of reality. Question: even when we act without conviction, you cannot live without action, and behind each action there is some fear or desire. Ultimately, all you do is based on your conviction that the world is real and independent of yourself. Were you convinced of the contrary, your behavior would be quite different. There is nothing wrong with my conviction. My actions are shaped by circumstances. In other words, you are convinced of the reality of your circumstances, of the world in which you live. Trace the world to its source, and you will find that before the world was, you were. And when the world is no longer, you remain. Find your timeless being, and your action will bear its testimony. Did you find it? No, I did not. Then what else have you to do? Surely this is the most urgent task. You cannot see yourself as independent of everything unless you drop everything and remain unsupported and undefined. Once you know yourself, it is immaterial what you do. But to realize your independence, you must test it by letting go of all you were dependent on. The realized man lives on the level of the absolute. His wisdom, love, and courage are complete. There is nothing relative about him. Therefore, he must prove himself by tests more stringent, undergo trials more demanding. The tester, the tested, and the setup for testing are all within. It is an inner drama to which none can be a party. Whoa. Crucifixion, death, and resurrection. We are on familiar grounds. I have read, heard, and talked about it endlessly, but I find myself incapable to do it. Keep quiet, undisturbed, and the wisdom and the power will come on their own. You need not have incessant longings. Wait in silence of the heart and mind. It is very easy to be quiet, but willingness is rare. You people want to become Superman overnight. Stay without ambition, without the least desire, exposed, vulnerable, unprotected, uncertain, and alone, completely open to and welcome life as it happens, without the selfish conviction that all must yield you pleasure or profit, material or so-called spiritual. I respond to what you say, but I just do not see how it is done. You know how it is done, but you will not do it. Abandon every attempt. Just be. Don't strive, don't struggle. Let go of every support. Hold on to the blind sense of being. Brush off all else. This is enough. How is this brushing off done? The more I brush off, the more it comes to the surface. Refuse attention. Let things come and go. Desires and thoughts are also things. Disregard them. Since time immemorial, the dust of events have been covering the clear mirror of your mind so that you could see only memories. Brush off the dust before it has time to settle. This will lay bare the old layers until the true nature of your mind is discovered. It is all very simple and comparatively easy. Be earnest and patient. That is all. Dispassionate, detachment, freedom from desire and fear, from all self-concerns, mere awareness, free from memory and expectation. This is the state of mind in which discovery can happen. After all, liberation is but the freedom to discover.